Hello. Let me. Okay. Welcome. Let me let people know that I'm live. Hello, Stream Elements bot. Okay. Now to post in all the discords. Okay. Okay. I got everything logged in. I think I told everybody that I'm live. Everybody I care to, at least. Silva won't be here for a little bit, so it's alright. Hello, everybody. Where's my model? There it is. There it is. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Something wasn't right. Hope that didn't make too much noise. I'm just sipping. I filled my Burger King cup with meal water. Ooh, it is muggy and stuff down here in this basement. One of my friends said he was gonna give me a box fan. And that just never really materialized. He actually talked to me about it today, and he was like, "Hey, just somebody remind me because I forgot it." And I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's cool. I never want anyone to feel like pressured or anything to help me out. So like, it's funny the experiences we have. I almost made tonight a Final Fantasy 14 stream, and just like had a whole was gonna have a whole stream of just running around and playing my crafter, but I didn't have the scene set up. I didn't have the thumbnail set up. I was thinking about just having a whole stream of just like crafting, just like leveling up my crafters and gatherers, leveling up a botanist and a carpenter. Maybe doing some main story quests. I could have had a whole stream of me farming for dermite webs, because I need them for my... I need dermite webs for my weaver. Okay, so like, I've been getting into Final Fantasy 14, and I've been doing like the crafting stuff on the side, so I have other content to do, so I'm not just, you know, getting lost in the story, right? And that's fun. And like, yeah. Yeah, hey Nabiru. Yeah, I could do something. But like, so here's the thing. Normally, with how it works with the in Final Fantasy 14, normally with the crafting jobs, the bulk of the materials that you need are things that you get, at least at low levels. I don't know about high levels, but at least at low levels, a bulk of the materials are things that you get through your gathering jobs. So if you're leveling up your gatherers and your gatherers and your crafters at the same time, you'll be able to get all the stuff, right? So that's all well and good, but then for the weaver, there is this thing called like dew thread that you need in bulk for making a material called velveteen, which is like the next step up from cotton in the weaver line. And at first I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to make a get botanist stuff and level up botanist in order to get the stuff. So I look up where to get it, because I'm like, okay, what level botanist do I need to be in order to harvest this stuff, right? How, like, because I need it for my next quest for my weaver. Come to find out, this thing that I need in bulk only drops is a monster drop, and I'm like, it only drops from like certain monsters that are like these kind of like spidery things, and I'm like, what? I have to fight lots of spiders in order to harvest their webs. Yeah, it sounds right for like your average RPG, but like Final Fantasy XIV has been really respectful of my time up to this point and hasn't had a thing that I needed in bulk be something I had to harvest from. Like normally you need like one horn here a piece of leather there, right? You know, the odd thing here or there. But having like an entire like not archetype, an entire level of cloth armor and equipment be locked behind a monster drop. Well, I don't know what the drop rate is, but it's not on a boss. It's on a trash mob, well, relatively trash mob. The first ones are like between level 4 and 5, and then the other ones that drop it are like level like 25 to 30. So I should be able to fight them with my main job. Though it's funny. So I unlocked this thing that has really catapulted my crafting stuff, right? Where I joined this essentially it's a NPC guild. So it's like you know, you normally have your guilds where like you're that are run by players. In Final Fantasy XIV, they have these things called grand companies that are essentially guilds run by NPCs, where it's like it's not about the social stuff, it's about like the quests and stuff they give you and the different things. And one of the things they do is you can turn in certain manufactured items in order to get XP and these seals that you use to get stuff from the company store and to upgrade your rank. And if you turn in a high quality version of an item, you get double the XP and double the seals. So every time I turn something in, I've been gaining like a couple levels. And like I've got that, and now I've got these other leave quests where I can just turn in stuff at different people at every town and stuff for NPCs. And I get Gil and I'm not sure if I get Gil. I know I get XP. And that's been, it gives me a reason to craft different things, because like one of the things I was looking at was like, how am I going to level up my crafters if I have no reason to craft these different items, because I'm not going to use any of them. Like most of the stuff I'm beyond needing, but now I have a reason to craft a lot of this random stuff because I'm turning it into NPCs for experience and stuff. And I'm not just crafting it, I'm crafting high quality versions of it, which takes a lot more effort. So it becomes a lot more involved. Silva should be on here shortly, but Silva messaged me right before the start of stream saying that they were spending time with some family and friends from up north, and that they would be on shortly. I'm like, you know what? Take your time. I don't want to be interrupting like family time. I never want to be getting between somebody and like their family and stuff like that, you know? But yeah, I didn't have the stuff set up for it. So like, okay. You know how there are these like limited time Steam sales, right? And like, that's how Steam sales get you, is you never know, or at least I never know when they're going to turn off, right? I finally got my money for the month, right? And I get a limited amount of money every month, right? And I was just like, okay, do I want to spend $60 on getting Armored Core 6? I'm like, I kind of do, because I want to play it, because like I want to play a good Armored Core game. Uh, and like, I went on to look at the Steam store last night, right? Yes, that's exactly it. You never know unless there's some way to know for sure. I'm always like, I never know when the sale's ending. And I saw another game on my wish list was on sale. Super Robot Wars 30, right? And I have been wanting that game for years, right? It is like one of the first English release full Super Robot Wars games, right? I have been wanting that game for years. I want to play it on stream, and I know my computer can handle it. I know everything. I could do it, right? And last night, it was on sale for like 60% off, and it was down to like $23. So then I'm like, okay, do I don't think that I could really justify spending money on both games right now, but do I want to spend the $23 on Super Robot Wars 30 or spend the $60 on Armored Core 6, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play on stream because of how intensive it is. I don't know how well my computer will be able to handle doing all of that stuff, right? And I struggled with that all day as I was running around doing errands, and I get home and I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get Super Robot Wars. I'll wait till Armored Core is on sale, and I'll get it when it's on sale, if it ever goes on sale, or maybe next month, because I just spent like $150 on groceries today, and I'm like, that ate up a huge chunk of the money I had between that and bills. Like between food and bills, I had so little money left over that I was like, I have to take the cheaper option, right? I get home, I've made my decision. I boot up Steam I fell asleep because I was tired, because I sleep during the day. But then when I got up and I was getting started to start my night, I boot up Steam in order to do the thing. The sale ended, Nabiru. Super Robot Wars was not on sale anymore. It was so evil. The sale was over, so all of that day I spent deliberating and just whoosh out the window. It was so disheartening. And I was like, and that's how the Steam sales get you, is because you never know when they're closing, and you get that fear of missing out, and they're so drastic. Yeah. That definitely is the healthy way to do it, Nabiru, but I do not have the most healthy way to do things. Though it's really funny. So like, I saw someone on Twitter, X or whatever, doing this like complaint post where they were like, one thing I don't like about the VTubing community is how chat is always like trying to tell the streamer what to do, like you should rest, you should drink water, you should eat, and yada yada, infantilizing everybody, and acting and forgetting the fact that we're full grown adults who can take care of ourselves. And like, I don't follow the person who made that like angry post, but I follow somebody else who was like, hey, why don't you chill down, and was like, quote, retweeting them, right? And I responded, I'm like, is this Is this some neurotypical thing? Is this one of those things where it's like neurotypical versus neurodivergent thing, where like neurotypical people don't need someone to remind them to perform basic bodily functions? Like, I was talking to my friends about it, and they're like, yeah, I baby. I'm like, I know, I often need someone to remind me to eat or to sleep. And I'm like, that, like, that just comes with the territory with my life. Yeah, exactly. There's hydrate redeems, though it's really funny. One phenomenon that I find actually hilarious is when someone makes a hydrate redeem and they don't put a cooldown timer on it, and all of chat sharing a single brain cell just goes, now drown, and starts cashing in the hydrate redeem non-stop till they either run out of points or the streamer is like, I'm out of fluids to drink or something. And it's that whole now drown mentality was always something silly. Yeah, streamers, we have terrible sleep schedules. We have terrible sleep schedules. And like, for like most of us, like, that's part of what's entertaining, is how ridiculous we are. Sorry, I was just stretching. Doing some Lofi Girl tonight. Just doing some chilling with Lofi Girl. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you heard that because I have a sound filter on, but I just burped. It was heard. Oh, my mod is here. Okusen, my mod has arrived. How are you doing, Okusen? Oh my gosh. Pup. You just wanted to say hello? Well, hello there, Okusen. It's good to see you. Well, you have a good nap. What is this? So my D&D group, there's this one player that, like, their character has this like this horn or whatever that they can reach into and pull out sandwiches. And they just did a one-shot today, and they said something about inventing the grilled cheese sandwich, and I'm like, okay. And then Silva was like, you're one step closer to doing some kind of like flatbread with tomato and cheese and grilling it. And I'm like, I guess? Like, it's kind of silly to assume that like no one in this world has invented a grilled cheese. It's like it's been around, like that kind of a sandwich, a melted cheese sandwich or melted cheese on bread is like an ancient thing. But yeah, that's true, Nabaru. In a fantasy world, anything is possible. I just think, like, yeah, that character is also like this hyper-capitalistic character. You're here now, Silva? That's good. Yeah. It always bothers me and pulls me out of the story whenever I see an isekai where a character in what their that player's character in the D&D group, kinda, yeah. A healthy application of potions would probably have a similar result. If I didn't care so much about my character's backstory and about being relevant in combat, I could probably do I'm sure there's an isekai like that out there somewhere, Okusen. Rookie chef with their main character power is that no one in this world has any culinary inclinations in the slightest. Nabaru, is there a cooking isekai where the main character's ability is coming up with new foods? And oh, okay, so the vending machine one. Okay. But like, I don't know. I realize it's part of the power fantasy. Like, it's part of the power fantasy of these stories that the main character is the only one who's capable of getting anything done, right? The main characters are the only ones who are capable of resolving any problem, and all problems just fester and rot until the main character gets around to resolving it, right? I realize that's part of the power fantasy of being the only one with the answer. Or being able to take your average intelligence and being able to take your like average intelligence and experience and like become some genius because of your because you're so special, and then get lauded as being and fawned over for being special because of your average skill set. And The wheel... Round things have been... Well, the thing is, the wheel, in some way, shape, or form, or using round objects to help transport things, has been in use since ancient times. Like... some kind of like wagons or carts with wheels, like actually I'm pretty sure like every culture invented the wheel in some way. So the first wheel was invented that we can see in the 4th millennium BC. So about like between like 6 and 10,000 years ago. And like Native Americans didn't use wheels. Okay, so Native Americans didn't invent wheels because they had no need for them. They didn't have any, they didn't have horses. They didn't have any of the creatures and things that would be strong enough to pull a wheeled object, like a cart. So they never needed to invent wheels. But as long as there was a need for it, but like, here's the thing. Necessity is the mother of invention. If there is a need for it, someone's going to discover it if it's something simple and obvious, right? Like the wheel was invented because people needed a way to transport very heavy things. And they had horses to carry things, and I think they started with sleds and then moved on to wheels, right? And as long as there was a need, people developed a solution. And I don't know if this is how it is in every isekai, but in a lot of the isekais I've seen, there is some need that like... Yeah. It is a fundamental understanding. And like... Especially whenever you see a lot of the magic ones that are like, I'm going to science this magic and become the strongest mage. And I'm like, you're being silly. There's no reason that the rules of the laws of physics or science should apply as normal in this realm. There's absolutely no reason for that. Like, Knights in Magic bugged me because the main character was still a child. Gravity could work differently. Like, it's a fantasy world. There's no reason to expect it. Okay, Log Horizon, as much as I love Log Horizon, is very egregious for that. The thought that it, like, because food is so... Food tasting good and flavor palettes being so crucial to culture developing, I find it hard to believe that any culture would develop without having flavored food. Or was it that only the adventurers couldn't taste it? Well, like, if I remember properly, in Log Horizon, the solution was you had to actually cook it and not use the menu. Um, and it wasn't about cooking skill. It was about actually performing the cooking action. But if you made it through the menu, it had no flavor. But if you actually like cut up the things, mix the objects, and did the cooking process, then it added a flavor to it. I'm like, that just, first off, gamifying anything that like gamifies an entire civilization, like everybody has a heads up display, is just like, what? Mhm. Okay, yeah, it was someone with the subclass chef. In reality, but with a younger civilization, it could be very interesting, but they're all just portrayed as idiots because, yeah. Like, if, um, I think it would be interesting, um, it could be interesting to do a story to actually really look at how a society would develop if they had a heads up display and a help menu that gave some basic information. Yeah, Shield Hero, like, I got, like, okay, so I got drawn into Shield Hero because I like shields. I like shields. I like defensive characters and playstyles. I like um I like characters that are defenders and support characters, right? So that's why I got into Shield Hero. And I was really drawn in by like the first season, right? But then like partway through the first season, it just got kind of ridiculous, and everybody, like, the villains and all the other characters. Yeah, what if we had augmented reality but thousands? I've seen bits of Bofuri and I enjoyed it, but the thing was, Bofuri, uh, Bofuri isn't really about a support character. Like, she becomes super OP, and it's not even really about the game in Bofuri. Bofuri is about cute girls doing cute things and being silly and ridiculous in the process. Which, that's a thing. People enjoy it. It just wasn't what I was looking for. Yeah. And like, but yeah, it's just like getting drawn into that, and like the whole thing with mine, like that ended up having, like, I won't go into too much detail, but like the number of like angry gamer nerds who like just disliked women, that like saw the character mine as a vindication of their broken worldview, was just kind of disgusting to me. Like, I get that in the story it's supposed to make sense, but like, things don't exist in a vacuum. Okay. Okay. All right, so now let me just finish up one thing real quick. Only sent online. What, Okusan? I thought you were gonna go take a nap. I thought you were gonna go take a nap before work. Right. Like, Shield Hero is the most isekai anime that ever isekai'd, and it leans into that trope where everyone is objectively wrong except for the main character. Oh, are you doing that thing where you, like, what's it called? Like revenge insomnia, where you rebel against your world. You rebel against your life situation by staying awake longer because you don't want to lose some of your day to sleeping. Okay. What? Oh, you're talking about that manga? Okay, but like the thought that like no one in a game is going to pursue crafting is absolutely ridiculous. That is one of the main pastimes of people in video games, especially if there is an interactive and unique crafting system. Yeah, but like you're not the bulk of players, Silva. Like there is a also if that's a game. Hmm. And like even if it's not a bulk of players, there's still going to be a portion of players who are playing to craft things, who are playing specifically to craft things. And that's going to be a thing in any kind of an MMO. Also, if it's a game where like all of the skills are like kind of randomly are generated based on what you're doing, then like either everything's going to be broken, like or it's just going to be or they're all going to be like really samey ridiculous plus ones. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I was poking holes in the concept, but I'm not trying to belittle you or like say that it's a dumb story. Oh yeah, the whole reborn as a slime. You know, um one isekai anime that I really enjoyed was Magic Knight Ray Earth. And one thing that just occurred to me that's kind of silly. Uh so in Magic Knight's Ray Earth is the name of one of the mechs. The Magic Knights are the girls who end up being the mech pilots, right? But Ray Earth itself is not a Magic Knight, it's a ruin god. And also, Ray Earth is in Super Robot Wars 30. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get it, because I love Magic Knight's Ray Earth. And I was like, it has so many series I like. character as a concept was actually refreshing, and suddenly the main character was almost literally God. Yes. It's good. I enjoyed it. Apparently, the manga has a really bad ending, but the anime has a really good ending. I find. I found. Oh yeah, you weren't. I don't know if you were here for this Okusen, but like I was debating what game I wanted to buy because I finally got my money in, but I had to spend a bunch of money on groceries today. And so like I only had enough money to buy like maybe one game. And last night when I was looking on Steam, Super Robot Wars 30 had 60% off, and it was down to like $23. And I was like, do I want to get Super Robot Wars 30, which I'm fairly certain, I'm almost absolutely certain I could play on stream, or do I want to get Armored Core 6, which I think my computer barely meets the recommended specs, so I don't know that I'd be able to play it and stream it. And Armored Core 6 is $60 versus $23, right? And I was still deliberating on it, and I was like, let me look and see if there might be anything else that might be around that price range just to get some ideas, right? And I boot up Steam after I like took my nap and was getting started, right? The sale for Super Robot Wars 30 ended last night. When I tell you I almost screeched. The sale ended last night, so all of that day of deliberation just gone, just worthless, right? And I'm like, so it's no. Absolutely not from Okusen. And I'm like, I could have bought Super Robot Wars 30 last night, and I probably should have because I know I'll enjoy it. Like, I enjoy tactical role-playing games, right? And like, the only reason I'm not enjoying Front Mission is that you don't just need to like level up your characters and like gain XP and stuff. In Front Mission, because it's a real robot game, you have to like buy upgraded parts, and the upgraded parts don't really change anything visually about your mech. They're just higher stats. And if you don't buy upgraded parts, the game gets near unplayable. And you have to, like, what I discovered in Front Mission 5 is you have to grind the arena in order to get credits to upgrade your mech, to upgrade your mechs, because if you don't, it's this weird thing, because like I want to do a casual playthrough where I'm just playing, right? And not really bothering to like go for any extras. But then if I don't grind the arena, the game stops being a casual playthrough and becomes a challenge run. It becomes a challenge run where I'm always going to be underpowered for the things I'm facing. And I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I have to, on a regular basis, grind credits in the arena. And that kind of pulled me out of Front Mission 5. And I was like, But like, I don't think that's a thing in Super Robot Wars 30. And like, yeah, you level up as you play. Um, but that's just a normal RPG, you know. I might pick up Chained Echoes. This it's not a tactical RPG that I know of. It's a more traditional JRPG in like a fantasy world, but they also have mechs. It's not on sale, but it's like $25. You like oh, have you played Chained Echoes, Okusen? Mm-hmm. But you liked it? Oh, hello. Hello, Oh, that sounds cool, Okusen. Hello, Yuna Ichika. Sorry, I hope I didn't. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. I'm not super good with Japanese names. But it's nice to have you. Welcome to stream. How was your weekend? Did you do anything fun? Let me do one thing real quick. Okay. Okay. There we go. Wanted to send one message. Okay. Is actually a JRPG. I also have been thinking about not using that term. It's an interesting term. I've seen some of the discourse surrounding that term. And I think there are certain tropes that are connected to that style of game. And I'm not entirely sure what would be a better replacement for it, because like there are different types of RPGs, but like there is a distinct flavor difference in between JRPGs and Western RPGs. But I can see what you mean about it, and it probably not technically falling into that category. I can't really call it that unless I've actually played it. Just the 8-bit style and the things I've seen of the RPG screens were very reminiscent of like Final Fantasy style stuff. Anyway, let's get around to writing. I said I was going to do a writing stream. It's 9:30, so we are starting late. What I was doing was, so like, okay, in my D&D group, my D&D character is supposed to be doing some research and asking questions of the ruler of the land we're in for some research pertaining to this thing that we're going to be dealing with on our next session. And I told my DM that I was going to have the questions to him sometime today. And he's like, I bet 100 XP that you won't. And I'm like, oh, and I almost didn't because like I was just so busy with shopping and other things today. But then I'm like, it's not even about the 100 XP. It's about the fact that he challenged me that I wouldn't get it done. Well, no, there's Western RPG as well. I can see your logic there. I feel like it's become kind of a ubiquitous term of like, I don't know if ubiquitous is the right word there. We can have more discussion about it later. I think it's just to describe this unique flavor of RPG. Anyway, let's get around to writing. So what I was doing was I was actually putting together the questions that I did. And I just sent the questions to my DM. I was like, I just sent the questions. I wanted to be like, haha, I did it. I'll take that 100 XP. All right, let's get to it. Okay. 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 Exactly, Okusen. My DM's like, you have streamed tonight. I'm like, I am currently streaming, but I couldn't lose the bet. All right, Okusen, have a good rest, and I hope you have a good night at work. Okay, all right, let me... Okay, so workshopping is a word. Okay. So let's look at where we were. How many words do we have into? How many words are we into this chapter? All right, that's 1,200 words. So I have another about 1,300 words. So I have another 700 words to finish this chapter. Okay. So the entire crux of this chapter, let me he has to step into his new world of leadership. And this is like 2 weeks later, and he spent the last 2 weeks in the brig thinking about how great this was, how good of a job he did, and how thanks to all of these actions and decisions, now they have all of this leverage that they can use against the state church, only to find out that the state church intentionally picked people that were disposable. And he has requests that he has to sort through. And at the end of it all, what's happening right now is he's losing sight of what's of the reality of the situation, right? Where he is really thinking about how he's thinking about how he's failed, but he's not looking at the fact that, like, because he was there, because he called for Jesus, because of that divine intervention, 100 more people are alive and free from the state church. Discipline. How do you spell discipling? I need that word. D-I-S-C-I-P-L-E. No, I-N-G. Okay, so there's no E there. Okay. So he's got all the requests that have come in from the people, from the refugees that he rescued. Okay. Okay. He's talking to Greg. Okay. Greg is the first person rescued. Okay. Gotta figure out where all the characters are. It's like whenever I haven't done this in like 2 weeks, I have to like get back into it. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do more writing more consistently, but I just have so many things going on, and I just started playing Final Fantasy 14, so like that's sucking up a lot of my free time that I would have been spending writing. But I wasn't spending it writing anyway. I was spending it on YouTube and on Twitter. So like, eh. Okay. Where are the characters? He's room was spinning. He's having a panic attack. You got the requests. Tents and camping gear. Him is discipling Jonah. want to write myself into a corner because I don't want, like, I want the story to keep moving forward. So right now he has to make command decisions. So let's have him making a command decision about what to do here. All right. I don't want to lose too much time focusing on how bad things are because I do want there to be action and I want there to be a lot of intense fights with the divine beasts, cool action sequences, and but also a lot of you have to slow down a little bit and have space for character growth. Hey, Tibonius. How was your weekend, Tibonius? Oh, okay. Oh, it's your birthday soon? Great, Tibonius. Hmm. How'd the one shot go? I remember you were doing a one shot with like Addie, Helmy, and oh, that's cool, Tibonius. I saw something in the Facebook chat about inventing grilled cheese sandwiches. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, Thabonius. If there's an issue, fireball. Problem solved. Yep. Cult of Kevin. Uh... See, like, I've honestly thought about, like, what, like, now that you mention that one, Nabiru, it makes me wonder, like, what would a D&D version of Megumin's explosion spell look like? The entire concept of the explosion spell is it's a spell that drains you so much in order to have this massive release of flame that best case scenario, it's the only spell you're going to be casting that day. Worst case scenario, you just pass out. Yeah, because Megumin's using it and she doesn't have the magical reserves in order to be able to use it effectively. And she always casts it as big as she can. But that idea of a spell with like a negative consequence, where like you do this big thing, but there's a negative consequence on your body for using such a powerful spell. Like the kind of stuff you could get away with that. Like there's been some stuff like that, like different types of blood mages and things like that, where like people were like different subclass, like homebrew classes and subclasses where like you injure yourself in order to gain magical effects and stuff. But the idea of something that just like would give you like exhaustion or something for casting a specific spell, this seems very interesting. Mm-hmm. See, that would be that uh that would be funny. An attack that did D20s in damage, that would be so swingy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but like a spell that did D20s in damage has a huge AoE. It's I mean, you could probably treat it like, what is it? Meteor Swarm. What's that? Oh, I know there's a D&D spell that's like Meteor. Meteor Swarm. Blazing orbs of fire plummet to the ground at 4 different points you can see. Sphere spreads out around corners, does 20d6 fire damage and 20d6 bludgeoning damage. You could probably do like a lower level meteor swarm that's only one meteor instead of a swarm of meteors. So then one instance of 20d6 fire and 20d6 bludgeoning instead of the 4. So maybe make it like a 7th level spell or something. With some kind of a thing you can cast it at 5th level if you take a level of exhaustion for casting it. So normally, instead of having a flat modifier added to the damage of spells, they just increase the number of dice. So that, and they just make smaller dice but larger numbers, so that way the minimum is higher. So in that instance where you're talking about 4d20s max out at 80. 80 divided by 6 is that would be like 13 d6s. Probably would go up to like 14 or 15. Yeah, that's also true to Bonius. Because of how wild magic works, you could definitely have a townsperson with the knowledge to cast an amazingly powerful and exhausting spell. I would imagine it would be cool to see someone have a smaller version of Meteor Swarm that makes 1 meteor instead of 4. I think that would be cool. So I did see one person suggest that there should be a weaker version of Magic Missile that works as a cantrip, because it's such a simple thing of just like hit something with a d4 plus 1. And that got me thinking, like, if I was to make a Magic Missile cantrip, I'd probably do a thing where like you shoot 1 bolt of things that's a d4 plus, that's what's an average of a d4 is about 3 plus 1, 4. Probably instead of doing a d4 plus 1, since you don't normally add pluses to cantrips, probably just bump it up to a d6. Or since it's scaled down as a cantrip, just keep it a d4. And then as you level up, the cantrip gets stronger and you shoot more bolts that are more D4s. But it just can't miss. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. That would be cool, Tibonius. A supercharged fireball. Fireball gains 1d6 for every level higher, right? So then if you cast Fireball at a 9th level, that would be an extra 6d6. Unless it starts with like 8. So that'd be 14d6. 9th level Fireball would kind of hurt. It's not as strong as just casting Meteor Swarm. Mm-hmm. That could be something, Tibonius. So what's happening here is the main character is taking stock of it and also being reminded that he needs to speak to his people. He needs to, at some point, he has to explain to them what he stands for, what this community that they're a part of now believes in. And in order for him to give that kind of a sermon, he has to understand it himself. And he's been asked before about like what he wants to do, what he wants to say, and he's been avoiding the question. And this is also setting up kind of a running thing where he's going to avoid the question or give half answers whenever people ask him what he stands for. What is next on my... Okay, do. How do you spell fulfillment? Oh, it's only 3 L's in fulfillment, not 4. I think I kind of defined this a little bit earlier. Let me scroll up here. I really need to get a new mouse. That's on my list of things I want to get. Because when I scroll down, it like sometimes will scroll up. Built on love and justice. Hey, ba-ba-da-ba-da. I'm looking because I want to keep things internally consistent. So what I'm doing right now is I'm scrolling back through to see what I said in the past. Feed the hungry, empower the powerless, and care for those that have been abandoned. Feeding the hungry was what he was driven by at first. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to get a new mouse. So here he's defining what he believes in based on what he's seen Jesus saying. And I want to have, I like this. Okay. Make it personal. Say, what do you stand for? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Hello. Okay. Let's see how many words we're up to for this chapter. I feel like we might be a little bit over on words, and that's okay. I'd rather be over than under. We're getting into definitely gonna order a new. Oh, okay. Oh, we're not fully there. I need Another 103 words. So that gives me enough space to wrap up the chapter. That's great. We're at 1897. I normally shoot for 2,000 words per chapter. We're just over 20,000 words for the manuscript so far. All right, I think that's the end of chapter. We'll end with there with to love and justice, and that's kind of a hint of what's going to come of in the next chapter, where he starts to let his guard down and starts to like let the leadership position go to his head, and that's just like hinting hinting where it's going. Yep, 2060. That's my roughly ideal chapter length, so that's good. Chapter 10. I normally write till about 11. So let's get started on chapter 11. Alright, chapter 11 is fun and games. Mm. Okay. This is funny where like he's saying, well, they better be ready for backbreaking work, and John is just saying they worked in a gold mine. Of course they're ready for backbreaking work. So what I want to represent here is a negotiation happening. One person says one thing, they get kind of what they want, but not entirely, and then going back and forth until you reach some kind of an agreeable thing that both sides can agree on. Okay. 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 Alright, so I think we're pretty good for words for tonight. We got words on the page. I might try to get to this before another 2 weeks go by. I was cursing through this. I don't think I was cursing. Rushing. Oh. Cruising. Thank you. It took a little bit to get started, but once we got started, things started flowing. Yes, English is hard sometimes. I was about to say, wait a minute, what do you mean I was cursing? I was like, wait a minute. Okay. How many words did we do tonight? Let's see. We wrote tonight 11 1100 words, 1158 words. We got 1100 words tonight. I think that's pretty great. Let's change up the playlist real quick. It's still going to be a Lofi Girl playlist because that's the one I put the attribution for, but we're going to do the beats to sleep and chill to, the more chill one. Ah. Okay, let's see if there's anything cool on the interwebs to talk about. Oh, I got 1,100 words tonight. You know, I was at Walmart today and I almost went to go buy a new mouse. Oh, speaking of being a Walmart, I finally bought some bug traps, some of those baits, and I put them up all around my computer and on my computer desk. And it's funny, I haven't seen a single roach. So I'm hoping that the roaches that were down here made it into the traps and have all died. That's what I'm hoping. It's funny, I got, so the bait traps I got for the roaches was like 12 traps. So I put them up, I put like most of them on top of my desk and a couple of them on the floor. I should probably check my schedule and see what I have going on this week. I know I've got Lancer tomorrow. Okay. I've got my Lancer game tomorrow. Okay. I got answers to my questions, and while the players in my group asked if we could let a day pass before our next session, which means I can probably do more research and ask more questions. So many questions to research. So what's everybody else's plans for the week? Now I see a giant roach crawling along a pipe on this an air vent on the ceiling. More anime, more manga, so more of the same for you. Always. I want to play some more Final Fantasy. I got to decide what game I'm getting. I want to buy one game, but I've only got like $150 that has to last me till next month. So then I'm like, do I want to spend more than a third of what I have left on one game, getting a $60 game like Super Robot Wars 30 or Armored Core 6? Or do I want to spend less on a cheaper game like getting Chained Echoes for $25? I don't mean to like, I'm not like asking for money. I'm not asking for anyone to like solve this for me. I'm just sharing with you some of the conundrums that I struggle with. Because that's part of why I enjoy streaming, is I enjoy sharing bits and pieces of my life with all of you. And I enjoy this process. I could, but if I don't... See, here's the thing. Saving is hard. Because, like, if I don't spend the money on a video game, I'm going to spend it on DoorDash. Or probably getting computer parts. Or maybe a new mouse. Which is technically computer parts. Could buy some pants. That could be good. Buy some pants. Probably get shorts. I got excused from jury duty, which is nice. So I don't have to deal with that. Ooh, my friend is playing Final Fantasy 14. All right. Yeah, saving is hard. Actually, let me take a look. Let me see what I've got. Let me see what's on Steam. What's on my wish list? I could buy a cheap older game like Quake or something. It's funny, SD Gundam Alliance is normally like $84. SD Gundam Battle Alliance, which is another strategy game, but I don't know anything. Oh, it's a hack and slash? I thought it was a strategy game. Let me... Facebook. Let me take a look at this. I thought this was... Oh, it is... Oh. Okay, so it's a hack and slash game. I thought it was a strategy game, but it's funny because SD Gundam Battle Alliance um is normally like $84, but it's on sale for like $50. And I'm like, oh, that's loud. That's loud. I don't think you all heard that, but or I could get Earth Defense Force 5, which I've heard that's a really good one too. Chained Echoes is very tempting because it's so cheap. Or I could finally get the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. That was on sale for $15 and I almost got it, and I'm waiting for it to go back on sale. You get the classic game Slave Zero, which is like a kind of biomech kind of game. I'm debating getting Nimbus Infinity because it's only like $15. Maybe if it goes on sale, I'll pick it up. It's the sequel to Project Nimbus, and I'm still playing Project Nimbus. I'm playing that off stream. That's a game I'm enjoying for myself. It's funny because like Project Nimbus had like, it had its ups and downs and stuff, but like Nimbus Infinity, a lot of people complain that it wasn't as good as Project Nimbus because it was the sequel. And I'm like, that sucks when you have a game that like did really well and then has a sequel that's just like doesn't keep up that level of quality. Oh, that's so funny. Yo, Titanfall 2 is on sale for $3. It's 90% off sale. Ooh. SD Gundam. Is this the one that's... Is this the one that's a tactical RPG? So SD Gundam Generation Cross Rays is the Gundam tactical RPG. That's what I was thinking of. That's normally $60, but it's on sale for $15. I might get that. Like I said, Chained Echoes looks really, really tempting. But I've heard Titanfall 2 was really good. Like, I've heard so much good stuff about Titanfall 2, and it's only $3. At least it says when the sale is ending. The games. Let's see if there's any cool memes on the internet that I can share for these last 15 minutes. Apparently today was going to be the 50th birthday of Jason David Frank, so that's sad. Well, it's one of the things where you smile because it's happened instead of crying because it's over. Okay, this is funny. So it's a deer blind with a picture of a car on it, and it says the only deer blind guaranteed to have deer stop in front of it and just look at you. A deer blind is supposed to like camouflage you so people don't, animals don't see you. It's primarily used for hunting, so that way you can get in position and be able to like it's like a stakeout essentially. You sit in there for hours and hours on end, and then wait for whatever your target is to come in your vision. Also, did you hear about the leader of Smash Mouth passed away? Apparently it's not. Oh no, that was on the 27th. That was a few days ago. Okay. Looking for memes. So Brendan Fraser said that he's open for if they want. He's willing to do another Mummy movie if they want to bring him back for a Mummy 4. I think it was 4 because I think they were talking about 4 because there was 3 Mummy movies, wasn't there? I remember the first one was like the one that everybody talks about. Yeah, there was the Mummy 3. Yeah. Mummy 4 mommy. Okusen, shouldn't you be at work? Or shouldn't you be on your way to work by now? Or are you just waking up? I have a friend who like keeps posting these like more mummy mommies, more mummy problems. Oh goodness. I have this friend who keeps posting these like depressing memes talking about like, I just want a relationship. I want someone who's real. I want this. I need this. I'm too old for this. I'm too wise for this. I'm the kind person who always gets used and lied to and all this that and all this that and the third. And I see him making these posts, and like I don't know how to feel about it because like I'm not gonna judge him personally, but like that's all I ever see him post. And like every time I scroll through Facebook and I see a post from him, it's always another one of those. Yeah. I was about to say, are you like on your phone in the shower? Like, do you have one of those like otter cases? Oh, apparently my internet connection went out for a second. Are we still live? I just got a notification that my internet went out. But I was gonna say, do you have an otter box or one of those waterproof things? Oh, still live? Okay. You should get one for your next phone, then you can just use your phone in the shower. This next one's a meme. It's these by age 30 memes are very funny, but the truth is, oh, the writing went really well. I did 1,150 some odd words tonight, like 58. 1,158 words, which I think was pretty well, especially considering I haven't touched the manuscript in 2 weeks since the last time I did one of these streams, and I had to spend the first portion of the stream just figuring out where my characters were and figuring out what the scene was that I'd stopped in the middle of. So like, for having to do that for the first portion, I think I did pretty well. But yeah, these by age 30 memes are very funny because the truth is, by age 30, you should have an animal people associate with you, so when they don't know what to get you for your birthday, they can default to something with the animal. And this is funny because my partner's like animal thing is the red panda. So like I will just send them pictures of red pandas that I find on the internet, and I subscribe to some like red panda daily thing. So when I find cute pictures of red pandas, I send it to them. Because it's my little nice way of letting my partner know that I was thinking about them. That I saw this picture and I was thinking about them. So mm-hmm. Someone fed a bunch of Gundam pictures to Mid-Journey and made some AI art. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. You do that. You do you. My church does this retreat every year on Labor Day weekend to this camp. And like I used to go every year almost religiously. Like it was a big part, it was a big thing I'd look forward to every year. And honestly, I haven't been to that camp in so long. I don't even know what I would do if I went. Because like so much of my life is online now. So much of my social interactions and the things I do with my time are spent online or on my computer. I'm usually typing or doing something. So like the idea of spending an entire like 3-day weekend at a place where I wouldn't have access to the internet, where I wouldn't be able to stream, I wouldn't be able to game, it would be different. Like Saturday, like being gone for that would be like interesting. And it makes me wonder if I ever will go back. I'm happy that they had fun. Okay. Oh, apparently there was a bunch of people cycling in my town today. Eh. Okay, I think it's about time to wind down for the night. I'm not seeing... Oh, I gotta share this one. I had to share this image, then we're gonna wind down for the night. Everybody hates math until their paycheck looks funny. Now y'all know calculus. And y'all looking up how many, like, I did this many hours at this much. And taking this much out for my insurance. I should be making I should be making this much, yeah. I just think that's really funny. I know I said one more, but I gotta share this one. A robot looks over doomed peoples and says, "Keep moving, human swine." And one of the people with glasses on, looking quite nerdy, says, "I gotta say, the clear purple casing looks so sick." Talking about the clear purple casing on the robot overlord. And I'm like, I wonder if we got taken over by like a robot uprising, would there still be nerds who would be like nerding out over how cool the robots that were oppressing them were? Like, it's something interesting to think about. Maybe. We would either be unalive, turned into pets, or maybe they'd be nice and be a cool tech future. Maybe. Okay. Weird robot tyranny. So be like, humans, this is how you keep your planet and people happy. Yeah, that would be interesting if like robots took over and like the robots were like, humans, this is how you stop global warming. Humans, this is how you live an equitable and just lifestyle. That would be funny if we got a robot future that like ended up being good. Speaking of which, I gotta share something with you. So earlier today, I woke up from a nap and I had this idea, and I'm like, I need to write this idea down before it slips out of my head. And the idea was some kind of a character / story concept. Circus performer who dances with trained tigers while commanding them. Though he was saving up for a nice thought he was saving up for a nice retirement, suddenly the circus closes down and he finds out their insurance agent has run off with their insurance money, leaving them all with piles of debt. The dancer must find a solution and maybe include romance in the story. It's such a bizarre and off-the-wall story concept, but it just popped in my head when I was like half asleep. I get such bizarre ideas that just pop into my head when I'm half asleep. Anyway, it's after 11:30 EST, so I'm gonna wind down. This stream's been going for a little over 3 hours. That's about my limit for streams. I'm probably gonna go maybe get something to eat, maybe play some Final Fantasy 14. Don't know yet. We'll see what happens. But with that said, let's wind down. Oop. So, as some of you may know, and others may not, I like to say nice things about my viewers at the end of the stream. Oh, hold up. Why is my model going weird? Okay, that was weird. My model was like bouncing around. I like to say nice things about my viewers. I like to speak positivity into their lives, and I like to just say good things about my viewers at the end of stream. So, to Nabiru, to Okusen, to Silva, and who else? I know we had other people. We had like a guest from Japan show up, right? Yeah, to Yuno Ichika. And to Tibonius. And to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything, and to anyone who watches the VOD afterwards, I want to say I love all of you. And I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are truly precious, one-of-a-kind, and unique individuals. I believe that each one of you possesses a one-of-a-kind energy that only you can bring to everything you do. I think that all of you make this world a better place by living in it, and I'm grateful every day to live in the world with you in it. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for being a member of this community. Thank you for continuing to support other Star Hunters. That's the name of this community. Always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. I do ask that you like the stream if you enjoyed it. Helps the algorithm with pushing it out, lets me know how many people were here when I asked for likes, and kind of lets me know that people enjoyed the stream. So I do ask that you like the stream. If you have any friends, family, nemesis, enemies, co-workers, rivals, best friends, romantic partner, anyone that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to show them my content or invite them to the next stream. Next stream is going to be Friday, 8:30 p.m. EST. Probably going to be a gaming stream. Not sure what game yet. Might be whatever game I end up buying tonight. It's gonna really suck if I buy a game at full price and then like tomorrow it goes on sale. I'm just gonna be like, ugh. Anyway. But that's what you get, you know. Anyway, thank you all for coming. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, you can subscribe and ding the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I go live and when I release any new content. Please make sure you are subscribed. Sometimes the thing automatically unsubscribes people, which is really silly. I've heard that's a thing. I've never actually seen it happen, but I've heard it's a thing. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on X or join my Discord. I have links to both of those in the description. I don't post on X nearly as much as I used to. I was doing it every day for a while, then I just got kind of burnt out on it. And I just like I was treating it like a journal, like a little blog, like a micro blog. And I just got really burnt out on it. And I took a little break, and it's just been hard to get back in the groove. And I haven't really felt motivated to, which is kind of funny. Anyway, that happened. And yeah, you can follow me there. Also, always remember, I do this as a hobby. I never want anyone to feel like they have to donate or they have to give money, or that I'm absolutely relying on you to support me in some way. I want you all to know that your time, your attention, your energy, just being here is a wonderful payment for me. I enjoy that very much. I never want anyone to feel like they have to donate to be welcome or they have to give money to be a member of this community. I never want anyone to feel like that. With that said, if you ever feel motivated to donate to help me out with anything, to help improve the stream, or to buy a game or to anything, if you ever feel motivated to do that, I will most likely just, be grateful. I can't think of any reason why I wouldn't be, but I'll be grateful for that, and I'm not gonna say no. And there are links where you can do that in the description down below. I'm grateful to everyone who has helped me so far, who has made things possible for me, who has facilitated so many things in my life and made so many things a possibility. Thank you to everyone who has helped me in the past. With that said, next stream is going to be Friday, 8:30 p.m. EST. Can't wait to see all of you there. Good night, everybody.